Next one's going to be 208-6-46, the saddle. You should have just clicked this video right here. Here's our part. It's metric, so we're going to have to start off by changing things, which I did a video for before, but I'll show you how to do that really quickly before we get started. The overall length is 140 millimeters. The depth of it is 50 millimeters. This view doesn't show us the top view. But the height of it from the bottom here up to the top, either on these views, is 56 millimeters. The thickness is 12 millimeters, and the holes are 26 millimeters. So if you need to reference Schoology, go back and do that to be able to see that part. But we're going to get started first by clicking on this. We're going to change our workplace units to millimeters and change the decimal display to 0. Now that we've got it set to millimeters and 0 decimal places, we'll check that, and we're going to move on. I'm going to do the exact same thing I did on the last one, is right click here, click new sketch, view normal to that plane, and then I'm going to start by just doing a sketch here. I'm going to sketch like this. Right, and I'll overdo this one a little bit so you can see how this works, because sometimes if you don't catch those things, you do. So you sketch first, then you constrain, and I'm going to do 90 degrees here, right there, like that. I'm going to constrain from the origin point to the midpoint of this right here, so I'm going to use that midpoint constraint, and I'm going to say that this one horizontally is constrained these two together, and if they're not already, and then I want to say that these two are equal to one another, right there, and then all right, now we're ready to start putting dimensions on the first. You do those things first, and the overall length of this is 140, so we'll go 140 there. The overall height is 56, so I'll put this here and say 56. The dimension right here was 12, so notice it changed those two, and this dimension right here is also just 12. Alright, I'll finish that sketch. First thing we're going to do is extrude that, and I'll extrude it in both directions so it'll be symmetrical, and I'm going to make that 26, not 25. Alright, that way when we go in here, wait a second, I'm sorry, it's 56. What was I thinking? 56, not 25, 56. Alright, well, I messed that up, so I want to extrude that, right click. Oh, I'm sorry, I messed that completely up. I want to right click on this and edit the feature, change that 26 to 56. I looked at the wrong number. Alright, so now we can go in here, and I'm going to make this really easy, is I'm going to have it do the math for me. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to put in here 56 divided by 2, and it'll do that, so it's going to work out perfectly for us on all of those. Right, and this is where I start thinking that the sketch planes that are already there are kind of hindrance to us. So in this case right here, I'm going to right click on this end, click new sketch, view normal to that plane, and I'm just going to put a dot right here, and I'm going to make it concentric right there. Alright, so it puts it in the right spot. Finish that sketch, and then I will click the hole command. And when I click the hole command, this is going to be, we want to change this because it's metric. I want to change that. That was the number that's 26. The hole going through there is 26. It goes through the whole thing. It's through all, and then we're good. All right, so that's our part. Right click and enter, remembering that it's a metric part. So then I'm going to click create a new drawing from that. And this time I want to do metric. So I'll click the B millimeter one. If you have to click here to go to it, do that. So go to B, MM. And I'm going to click my 4 normal views. Alright, so this creates the views we want. Right click on this one. I'm going to hide my tangent edges. Right click and show my hidden lines. Right click, show my hidden lines. Right click, show my hidden lines. Then I'll go here and do the hidden lines here, here, and we got that all in place. So I'll start dimensioning, and I'm going to start by giving it the overall length, and I'll put the overall length on the part right here. So I want some dimensions here. I'm going to do my length there. I can do my height right here. I am way more comfortable doing it this way because it's more important to know where that is there. So I know what the height is, where the center of that is from a flat surface. I'll go ahead and do a dimension that goes from here, and I'm just going to put here, I'm going to change this 26 millimeters, and I'm going to say through, oops, I want my cap lock on, through all, and that's good. Get out of this. All right. I'll put a dimension on this arc right here. That's radius 28, and that's okay to do that way. And I'm going to put typical because it's on both ends. Oops, I want to edit that because I want to edit this because I want a space between those words. So I just put a space in there. We're good. I wish it did that automatically. I don't know why it doesn't, but that's just the way it goes. All right, so we got that. We know what the diameter is there. We know what the hole going through is. We need to now know what the thickness is. We know the overall length. We should be able to calculate the depth of it from that right there. So now we just need to know what these three thicknesses are. So we're going to say a thickness here is 12. We'll say a thickness from here is 12. Notice how when I click that, I click from the outside in, so it would put the dimension on the inside of that. And if I click here to here, it's going to put the dimension right there in the middle because of the way I'm dragging it out that way. All right, so I got thickness 12. This is the part. It's completely done at this point. All right, so I'll come over here, make sure my name's on there, the date's right. I'm going to backspace here, and we're going to say it's 2. Oh, nope, this is the saddle. All right, and then I'm going to click on this, backspace here, and say it's 208-6-46. That's my part. Double click my mouse wheel, and we'll move on. Okay, why does it say update that? It doesn't matter. We'll move on.